Environment is not a single subject. The scope of environmental studies is extremely wide and covers some aspects of nearly every major discipline. You live in a world in which natural resources are limited. Water, air, soil, minerals, oil, the products you get from forests, grasslands, oceans, and from agriculture and livestock are all part of your life support systems. Without them, life itself would be impossible. As the population and the quantity of resources keep increasing, your consumption of the resources also increases. Thus, the Earth's resource base will inevitably shrink. The Earth cannot be expected to sustain this expanding level of utilization of resources. On the other hand, environmental studies are all about learning the way you should live and how you can develop sustainable strategies to protect the environment. It helps individuals to develop an understanding of living in physical environment and how to resolve challenging environmental issues affecting nature. In addition to studying the physical aspects of the environment, it also emphasizes the need to conserve biodiversity and adopt a more sustainable lifestyle and utilize resources in a responsible way. Thus, the importance of environmental science and environmental studies cannot be disputed. The need for sustainable development is a key to the future of mankind. Continuing problems of pollution, loss of forest, solid waste disposal, degradation of environment, issues like economic productivity and national security, global warming, the depletion of ozone layer, and loss of biodiversity have made everyone aware of environmental issues. Our lesson for today is all about the importance of studying environmental science. Here are the 6 reasons why we should study environmental science. First, to realize that environmental problems are global. Environmental science lets you recognize that environmental problems such as climate change, global warming, ozone layer depletion, acid rains, and impacts on biodiversity and marine life are not just national problems, but global problems as well. So, concerted effort from across the world is needed to tackle these problems. It means that environmental issues are not confined by borders. They are global challenges that affect us all. Consider climate change, for instance. The emission of greenhouse gases, originating from various sources worldwide, leads to rising global temperatures. This warming, in turn, results in extreme weather events, sea level rise, and disrupted ecosystems that impact us all. The depletion of the ozone layer is another example. Ozone-depleting substances produced in one part of the world harm the ozone layer globally, exposing us to harmful UV radiation with health and environmental consequences. Acid rain illustrates the global reach of pollution. Emissions of sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides can travel long distances, causing acid rain in distant regions, affecting ecosystems and infrastructure far from their source. Biodiversity loss and marine life impacts are also global. Human activities like overfishing and habitat destruction disrupt ecosystems worldwide, affecting food chains and human populations dependent on seafood. Environmental science is our guide in understanding these global problems. Number 2, to understand the impacts of development and environment. Lets you document the results in industrial growth, urbanization, expansion of telecommunication and transport systems, high-tech agriculture, and housing. Environmental science seeks to teach the general population about the need for decentralization of industries to reduce congestion in urban areas, which means many people will move out of urban centers to reduce pollution resulting from overpopulation. The goal is to achieve all these sustainably without compromising the future generation's ability to satisfy their own needs. It means that environmental science highlights the consequences of industrial growth, urbanization, expanding telecommunication, and transport systems, high-tech agriculture, and housing. It emphasizes the need for decentralization of industries to reduce urban congestion and pollution caused by overpopulation. The ultimate goal is sustainable development. ensuring that we meet our needs without compromising the ability of future generations to meet theirs. Number 3, to discover sustainable ways of living. Environmental science is more concerned with discovering ways to live more sustainably. This means utilizing present resources in a manner that conserves their supplies for the future. Environmental sustainability doesn't have to outlaw living luxuriously, but it advocates for creating awareness about the consumption of resources and minimizing unnecessary wastes. These include minimizing household energy consumption, disposal of waste, eating locally, recycling more, growing your own food, conserving household water, and driving your car less. It means that environmental science focuses on using resources wisely to ensure their availability for the future. Sustainability doesn't mean giving up luxuries, but promoting resource awareness. Let's embrace sustainable living for a better future. Number 4, to utilize natural resources efficiently. Natural resources bring a whole lot of benefits to a country. A country's natural resources may not be utilized efficiently because of low-level training and lack of management skills. Environmental science teaches us to use natural resources efficiently by appropriately putting into practice environmental conservation methods, using the right tools to explore resources, adding value to the resources, making sure machines are maintained appropriately, thorough training of human resources, provision of effective and efficient supervision, using the right techniques to minimize exploitation, to understand the behavior of organisms under natural conditions. Behavior is what organisms manifest to respond to, interact with, and control their environment. An animal exhibits behavior as the first line of defense in response to any change of environment. So, critical look at organisms' behavior can offer insightful information about animals' needs, dislikes, preferences, and internal conditions, providing that your evaluation of those observations firmly hinge on knowledge of species' natural behavior. Number 5, to shed light on contemporary concepts such as how to conserve biodiversity. Biodiversity is the variety of life on Earth. The present rate of biodiversity loss is at an all-time high. Environmental science aims to teach people how to reverse this trend by using sustainable wood products, using organic foods, embracing the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycle, purchasing sustainable seafood, supporting conservation campaigns at local levels, conserving power, minimizing the consumption of meat, utilizing eco-friendly cleaning products, to understand the interrelationship between organisms in population and communities. Organisms and humans depend on each other to get by. Environmental science is important because it enables you to understand how these relationships work. For example, humans breathe out carbon dioxide, which plants need for photosynthesis. Plants, on the other hand, produce and release oxygen to the atmosphere, which humans need for respiration. Animal droppings are sources of nutrients for plants and other microorganisms. Plants are sources of food for humans and animals. In short, organisms and humans depend on each other for survival. Lastly, need for public awareness. Environmental problems at local, national, and international levels mostly occur due to lack of awareness. Environmental science aims to educate and equip learners with the necessary environmental skills and share to the community in order to create awareness. Environmental awareness can be created through social media, creating a blog dedicated on awareness, community-centered green clubs, women forums, and religious podiums. These are the essential tools for spreading this awareness and fostering positive environmental action. Improving these situations will only happen if each of you begins to take actions in your daily lives that will help preserve your environmental resources. You cannot expect government alone to manage the safeguarding of the environment, nor can you expect other people to prevent environmental damage. You need to do it yourselves. It is a responsibility that each of you must take on. Therefore, environment plays an important role in healthy living, and the existence of life on planet Earth. Earth is a home for different living species, and you all are dependent on the environment for food, air, water, and other needs. Lastly, it is important for every individual to save and protect the environment. Thanks for listening and watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I am Miss J, your environmental science teacher.